days. We'll play on some Fortnite for a little. I tried to watch something on Netflix and it was just bad. A lot of these films we got coming out is just bad, just ass. Like, what's the point of the films even coming out? I'm just looking at Instagram or social media. I'm like, now that I come to think about it, I don't even really use social media as much as I once did. You know, the interesting thing that I find funny is like how crappy certain items and stuff is. Like, let me put it this way. Like, if we're talking about clothing, I think that most clothing, in a sense, as long as it has a print or something on there, I feel like it could be okay. But a lot of this clothing that's out here now, you know, everybody hypes up, you know, certain lines of clothes. Like, let's say, Fashion Nova, they're not necessarily expensive, but they're cheap, but they had a bad return policy, for instance, and for lack of better words, man, they're still not necessarily cool. Not even bad. I think about like jobs too. There are not that many jobs that are adequately teaching people how to perform duties. And there's also people not even performing duties and getting paid. That's the funny thing about jobs. I think after this, I'm gonna just watch some more entrepreneurial videos. I already took my like first steps in like doing something. I'm looking forward to getting paid Wednesday so I can take care of a few things, more or less, and I'll be closer to my goal. Like if someone were to ask me what do I think about like business and, you know, clothing, how appearance, I don't necessarily think appearance is necessarily always based off of certain stuff. Someone can say something as idiotic as they don't believe in certain stuff. Like, let's say, for instance, they don't believe in thoroughly doing a thorough search when purchasing a car, like inventory check other people or check the prices. Even they're not going to go and check the car. That's it. That's idiotic. It's not really a smart move and a smart business decision because cars and stuff are bad. Now, if someone were to ask me would I buy like a $250,000 car, $350,000 car, the answer is no, in a sense. Unless I have like an investment vehicle, like I don't know. There's some projects and stuff I'm working on, or I'm trying to do or get some insight on how I can go ahead and move forward. I already got the first part of what I'm doing. Second part, I got an idea that can help me get some capital. The first thing I do, I don't really need that much money, but I'm not exactly saying what it is. So I'm bringing something unique to the table. But I do own, some stuff now. I actually got like a thing. Dumbass. This shit right here pisses me off. Oh, I know one of my friends, he asked me what do I think about, like, going to the club. I told him that's just not my lane, that's not my thing, or whatnot. My idea of having a great time is not even putting myself in situations or places that just are not, is not really enriching in terms of, like, it's not doing things for my life. Like, you go out on a Friday night or something like that. You go to happy hour, going out with people. The only thing I like remotely that's surrounding other people is bowling. Like, I like that, like family-friendly activities. Like, I'm not one of those people who goes to a bar or club just to be in that scene or socially drink, or that's just not my thing. Never have been, never will be, or go to these places, because some of these places ain't even all that, man. They're not. Oh my god, man, this bullshit this dude's doing pisses me the fuck off. Tyler Hero, $130 million for 4 years. He's not necessarily getting that. He's getting around, let's see, 25. He's getting like 32 million. Just bring like 32 million a year. That's pretty good. I told somebody like a job earlier or something like that. My dad was asking me like a federal job. 20 years. You put in 20 years. 20 years, I can think of something better. Like, I think in a traditional sense, there's a lot of businesses that are terrible. So, the glass ceiling. I don't like, working for, another company or even, I don't think that companies and stuff, they really care about people's mental health. I don't think that they care about people's, whatever stuff. Like, you're burning yourself out, you're giving a lot and giving your time, and then at the end of the day with these jobs, you're giving and you're giving more and you're getting less in return. And that ain't the American way. That's not capitalism. That's just using and abusing. And the more you think about it, you really can't get time back. Time is all relative. Like, you wasted 10 years in a company. A lot of these jobs are getting mad because people are leaving specific places because they're tired of the BS. Like, for instance, how do I put it this way? If I'm a company, let's say I'm an engineer, because my professor had a son who was an engineer in Atlanta or whatnot. He's working for like GE, and the people who worked for the company had to pay for their own tools. They did not get a lot of training, and people were leaving left and right, and then they gave them a pay raise. If you're an engineer, I think you can do a lot more with yourself, but definitely working like 2 years and then moving on. If you realize something, you can do your own thing. I think that's very possible. Like, someone told me that I need to go get my master's in business administration. I don't think I need to get a master's in business administration. That's just a waste of time. Why waste 2 years of your life? You haven't really lived. I'm not going back to school. Like, I already have a degree, 4 years. You know what I'm saying? I took all my classes. I passed all my classes. Didn't fail one doggone class. Secondly, like, going to like school or going like class and or going to get a degree or whatnot. People say that the degree isn't really worth anything. I can't say that, like, having a degree doesn't mean anything. It shows that you're able to go and maintain the rigors of academia, but if you're burned out from academia or it's not something that you don't feel fulfilled, you don't need to go to school. Like, if someone, in a sense, is failing somebody from a background. They need to be a doctor or a lawyer or something beyond the line, accountant. That's not something that every average day person would want to go into. Like, I can do accounting, but do I like accounting? I really don't. I would never start an accounting firm. That's just idiotic. I don't like dealing with numbers. That's just not my thing. I don't have to be the smartest person in the room or nothing like that, but one thing I can think outside the box. I can think critically, and I can think of ideas no one's ever thought of, though. Or sometimes, in certain situations, I like to play it cool. Like, how to put it this way. You can, in a sense, a lot of people engage in conversation. Like, what I mean by that is they'll use something as a filler to try to gauge how you thought of something. And to me, I think that's kind of wrong in a sense. And then from a standpoint, you just have to think. I don't like that land spot, so I might play, for another 40, 50 minutes or whatnot. Talk to you guys, whoever wind up watching this stream. Yeah, I watch a lot of entrepreneurial videos, whatnot. I might watch some Jordan Welch, Noah Kagan, all these other people. If someone asked me too about what I think about food, in my honest opinion, is not worth the money. A lot of places they're already a below average or just an average meal at best. And then the service is terrible. I was telling my friend about Popeyes, who we think has the best chicken. I don't really think any place really has the best chicken. If we're going to be completely honest, I go off everything. If I have to wait, if I'm within a rush hour, not even necessarily a rush hour, people on their lunch break they're thinking that McDonald's or Chick-fil-A or those foods is not even that good. Let's start there. 2, I think about food and the level of stuff that they have. There's a place I like to eat healthy at. I haven't been there a while because they don't have their stuff together. And what I mean by that is strictly that they don't have their stuff together. The rice, they don't have that. The guy, I don't know, he necessarily doesn't speak that well of English in a sense, or if he didn't speak French, I can speak French with him, but that's besides the point. But it's just terrible. It's just absolutely terrible. The rice wasn't done. I asked for a chicken bowl one time, and I wanted to get lamb meat. I asked them what they had. They was on their Jamaican stuff. We don't have that. And I was in Jamaica about 2 months ago, and Jamaica's hilarious. That was the worst trip I ever had. I could put together something. I might drop the vlog of some stuff that I got. My driver was a vibe. You know what I'm saying? We got took to places. We need to go out and we need to go get some water or whatnot. That happened. The crazy thing that happened in Jamaica is what you call it. There's only a handful of places that you can go for certain stuff. You know, another thing I don't think that's good. Someone was telling me, why not try real estate. I don't find real estate interesting. I don't. It's not exciting to me. Why would I chase something that's just not, just not for me when I know I don't want to do it? That makes no sense. Me, I'm not necessarily chasing a dollar sign. I'm just trying to see different places, go to new places, meet new people. And, at some point, establish myself, do some stuff that I think is good or whatnot, and then it just fade off, really, in a sense. Let my money work for me and not trade time for money and have control over, like, what I want to do, in a sense. That's what I want to do. I had a professor, she did like an event planning business or whatnot. She did like weddings, she did birthday parties or whatnot. She was good, and she had some type of condition or something like that. She died. I didn't even know she even died, man, for real. I did not know she even died for real until like I just saw on my professor's page. It's been a while back, but like she died. She left the place I went to school at for a few times, and yeah, that made me sad for a little bit. That made me sad. Um, but yeah, she had an event planning business. She was doing that. She was working some other stuff. And she used to always have this thing where she would bring like guest speakers or whatnot. I'll give you a funny story. I'm rolling at it, like, I'm rolling about it now. So we had this thing like it was Shark Tank, right? I had my stuff on a piece of paper, a business concept. I still had the business concept, and steps or whatnot. The other day I got started on it, but the thing that made me mad was this guy's whole thing. He had a clothing line, or he was a DJ, or whatever the case is, or was. And, like, I had my stuff. I had a PowerPoint. I had the slides and everything. Anything I do, I'm pretty meticulous about it. I'm not BSing, like, on my new business idea that I got, like, I swear to you, I got, like, 50 pages. And I did that over a course of, like, 2-3 weeks. I did a lot of research. I did a lot of stuff. And, I'm taking my steps. I already took the first steps. The next thing I gotta do is do some more stuff, but that's the point. Now I still got some other projects and stuff that I'm working on. Get those out the way, but yeah, I don't know, but I was just rolling out what the guy said. I had the most valuable thing, but I had it on a piece of paper. Like, yeah, of course. And it was basically a printout of the thing, and I gave him the concept. I showed him the work of what I did. I wrote down a scrap sheet of paper. It was the best one by far, because a lot of people had stuff in there just wasn't original at all or whatnot. I'm not trying to be funny, but it wasn't original at all. That's besides the point. Like, if I'm thinking about something original, I'm thinking about presentation, name, branding. Like, there's this guy that, at my, like, job now. He sells t-shirts, and, like, you know what I'm saying? T-shirt business, a print or whatever, trying to get your brand out there. That's not really that original. It is not. The five pastor people, in my opinion, nowadays, party promote, let's see. It's most definitely party promote. Have a brand or clothing line. Let's see. That's pretty much it, honestly. Scam or do something crazy like that. And then like just stupid stuff or do affiliate marketing or just some type of MLM. Those are the five paths people take. And me personally, I think that that type of stuff is bad. Like, in order to get a seal of approval or something like that, I gotta vet something. I can't put my name and stuff behind something if I don't believe in it. I'm doing pretty good to be talking and playing the game at the same time, but yeah, I definitely what I'm saying. Like, in order for me to have like a strong silver approval, it's a lot. It is a lot. Like someone said that, like for instance, like someone asked me who makes the worst watch. In my opinion, I'm obviously going to probably say Jacob and Co. I appreciate the craftsmanship, but the watch is terrible. The case size and then all the stuff that's going on with it, yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Rolex, I like Rolex, but the only one I like is the Sky Dweller, because why even spend like close to like 30, 60,000 on a Rolex or something like that? There's other watch brands out there. And I mean, you can get like at least a good 12 watches at 5,000 price range, or at least 11. There, I can give people a few watch brands out there that are pretty decent. Elise Nardin, let's see. Let me think of all the other. Carl Boucher, hopefully I said that right. FP Journe, Frederic Constant, hopefully I said that right. There's some other brands out there. Tag Heuer, you definitely get a good watch. IWC, what you call it? They're Portuguese, they're pretty good. I don't like the Cartier Santos. I don't like that watch. That watch is terrible. People try to add diamonds and stuff like that. Like, if you add diamonds, aftermarket stuff to it, someone's probably going to give you, the watch retails around like $6,000, so if you have like $10,000 worth of diamonds on it, you're going to lose money on that for sure. And you can't consign that, so that's pretty bad. But yeah, APs, I don't necessarily 100% dislike them. I like Patek Philippe. I like, what you call it? I like Patek Philippe. I like, Vacheron. Another watch brand I think I don't know that I kind of don't like is who is it? It's Bulgari. I think they got a cool what you call it bracelet, serpentine bracelet, but I'm not really a big fan of it. Not all RMs I'm a fan of either. Like the RM16 looks terrible. RM29 I like. RM30 I like. RM11. RM5 RM10. Those are the ones I like. RM6702. I necessarily don't like the band. I don't like the band. I don't really like it as much. That is basically underwear. It's an underwear elastic band. And someone say you can't basically feel the doggone band. Now someone told me like it's hard to make $150,000. I don't believe so. Me personally, I don't think it's hard to make $150,000. As long as you don't have that much overhead. As long as you know you can sell something, you bring something unique to the table, no one else is doing, you're good. And you don't even have to franchise like a restaurant or someone. I was watching a video how a guy owns like 10 Jersey Mikes. What? Oh my god, man, this guy's terrible. All this building I just did and I just went out like that. That guy's terrible, bro. Fortnite tracker. Would I be ranked in the world at Fortnite? I know I'd at least be ranked top 1,000 in the world at that. At least 2017. And they really Fortnite. I can't even see my own stats. That's crazy. Like, if someone asked me what I spend, like, I don't know, $500,000 on a car, the answer to that question is possibly not. Well, $500,000 is nothing. $500,000 is nothing. Like, in terms of, like, you have people who make that a day or more. There's people who make millions of dollars a day. There's CEOs that make $1,000 a second. So, I don't know. To me, if a CEO makes $1,000 a second, he obviously is making a lot of money. But also, the way these people circumvent taxes and stuff like that, they don't pay themselves. All their money is tied in stocks and trust and whatnot. So, like, Jeff Bezos, he only pays himself, like, what, like, $49,000, between $49,000 and $79,000. And all his money comes through Amazon stock, so it's one of those. But me personally, I don't think that anybody should ever publicly trade their company, keep everything private. Because, you know, once you start to go public, you have no type of control of what. And also, like, you don't ever, in a sense, get, like, partnerships or certain stuff like that. Because you have an idea or a concept or something like that, and you bring in the wrong people. You know, you have the idea, those who can take you out, they can pay you your portion. You have to walk away from it. Unless you want to go back and forth and sue the people or whatnot. And that's tedious. Then, like, to me, there's a lot of segmented things that people are trying to do nowadays in terms of trying to make money. Like trying to get into the non-emergency medical transportation business or just transportation business in general. I don't have any type of things, you know, you're not really making that much money. And honestly, I know the type of stuff that people need to have with that. Like, you have to be carrying $1 million or more in doggone insurance. That's why I'd be like, you know, that's not necessarily a good type of it's not a type of good business, because you make one bad mistake, you know, you're done. And then not too long ago, I saw a truck that was delivering people's cars or whatnot. A man had bought like a white Ferrari, and he had it on the back of this person's like truck or whatnot. The person had been delivering trucks. If I bought a Ferrari, I'll have it placed in like a doggone cargo container with a box, and it's bolted down with straps and stuff in there to keep it secure, and then have it that way and deliver it to my house. Like, I wouldn't have that type of stuff on the back end of the thing where you see the people transporting vehicles. So let me tell you what this guy did. This guy was transporting people's vehicles, right? And he basically, the car or something set on fire. This guy gets like an extinguisher thinking the fire is out. But as he had something faulty or whatnot, and when he was asked to interview, or certain stuff like that. He thought something was wrong. He stopped and paused a second, and then he basically mishandled the thing. So by him giving an interview and him not getting his own facts correct, he set him up to get himself sued, and his business already is going to go under. His client list or whoever he had, they're already mad because they paid money to have this person deliver their car. But when he said that he knew something was wrong and he continuing to keep going, that's negligence all day long. So his business is done for. Absolutely done for. And I actually saw part of it, what he did, because he was stopped on the highway, no, the interstate, I-95. What the dude did was just absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. That was stupid. Absolutely stupid. I know a lot of people also talking about all these countries are, the people are oil rich, like Saudi Arabia, Oman, Qatar, UAE, all these places. But all these places, I would say they have a lot of stuff. They have a lot of positives and negatives going on. I don't think a place has to be oil rich to be making money in a sense. Because everything obviously is going to have some type of structure. Like, religion is one of those. You gotta have distribution. You gotta have licensing. Like the same way that a company, like let's say Buffalo Wild Wings, I don't know, I think they have one in UAE, Dubai, but it's not going to operate the same way that it operates in the United States, like the beer, the fights, and all that type of stuff. They can't do that. Like, I think they have McDonald's in India too. McDonald's in India, I don't know if they will 100% like sell, beef or anything like that. Hindu people don't eat beef because cows are considered sacred in Hinduism. I'm not an idiot. I don't necessarily read all this type of stuff. But one thing I am is very steadfast, and I actually get some insight before I say something. Like, there's a lot of people who could say something crazy in a sense and whatnot, and it's not really backed by anything. That's how I get my facts straight and be very neutral and come with the facts before I say something. A lot of people probably I say some off the wall stuff. To me, I don't think I say anything that's off the wall. Maybe the way how I said something in a sense. Because if something's trash, it's trash. I don't really care. Like someone said that this place called Cookout. Cookout is good. Cookout is terrible. Cookout is terrible. It's this fast food joint. Like people go there to get they're drunk, they're high. They go over there, $5. They get a burger, French fry, and a tray barbecue sauce, $5, and they have milkshakes. The milkshakes is okay. I'm not necessarily a big milkshake fan. I don't really drink milkshakes or sugary stuff. Well, I do drink sugary stuff to a certain extent, like sweet tea. But I'm not necessarily going to go and get a milkshake. I might get a milkshake once every, let's say, a quarter. I get a milkshake once every quarter. But past that, I don't get milkshakes like that. What's next? Food. To me, my favorite food is a steak. It's between steak and salmon nowadays. I had a steak earlier, and then I went to Zaxby's. Zaxby's is not necessarily good. You pay money for mediocrity. Wow, this guy shot me in the head. I died. I'll play a few more. I'll probably play 3 more and I'm gonna get off. If someone asks me about sports and then someone trying to start their own little thing. I was watching this story today how someone started a clothing brand and they did HBCUs support black colleges. I'm happy about that. Like, you know, how can I put it this way? But HBCU, in a sense, like, or just a tire, or just trying to start a clothing brand. What they did was original, so I give them props with that. But if someone was asking me would I send somebody to HBCU, the answer to that question is it just depends. It just depends. Like, you know, I'm very particular about a few things. You know, one, you don't have to give your money or give your time, your energy, your effort, your resources to like people who are going to use and abuse that. Like, I'm very particular about that. And then, first of all, you're talking about money. Like, you're giving money. So let me explain to you, too. People say that money and fame changes people. I would say people's situations do. That's the biggest thing. I'm not going to hold anything back. Like, let's say, for instance, people know that you get stuff done, right? Night in, night out, you know, you're not trying to be Mr. Goody Two-Shoes. You know how to put two and two together, make a few things happen. Even if people don't think you're making stuff happen, you know how to do stuff on the back end. You put two and two together, you do your research or whatnot. You making stuff happen. So, I guess a big disconnect and certain stuff like that is somebody being intimidated by what you're doing, and you're doing it bigger and better than what they thought you would. And it's kind of subtle. Well, it's not necessarily subtle. It is hating, high key. But at the same time, knowing how to navigate that whole type of space or whatnot, and then knowing how you can try to maneuver your way into getting something a little bit more positive, and then also too, in a traditional sense, a lot of stuff, like a lot of situations, a lot of things, sometimes it's not necessarily good for people's mental health. So, like, you know what I'm saying? If someone, let's say, didn't have a good experience for 4 years at a place or a job or something like that, they're not going back there. They're showing their face. Like, I remember there was this guy, he been waiting to light into this dude for like 4 years. He was like a councilman or something like that, and he got installed. You're the same idiot. I was rolling. Because that video was so funny in my opinion. But it was kind of inappropriate at the same time. Yeah, but the guy had to pin him or do something. That junk was just absolutely hilarious, but also, so I'm glad it didn't escalate or nothing like that. But man, I don't know. Like, someone told me about, like, you know, jobs or this type of stuff. To me, working for yourself and being your own boss, and then, like, treating people with respect. A lot of people don't. A lot of people, they know they're lying, and anything that comes out of their mouth is truly comical. That's why I just be laughing a majority of the time, because, like, if you ever work around with certain people, it's just hilarious. It's just hilarious. To me, some stuff is just purely comical. Like, I'll be rolling about the most, because it's just like, outside of this whole thing, what's going to come of this? What are, you know, the next 5 years? I see myself doing quite well in the next 5 years, or the next 2, really, if I'm being completely honest. We're doing something completely different and having a few different stuff that I'm planning, or whatnot. But yeah, I don't think a lot of places value people's mental health, or, you know, you're burned out. I don't want to work, you know, 10 to 12 hours doing a BS job or certain stuff like that and getting paid $80,000. I don't want to do that. There's something that someone can design or create. The ceiling, the baseline could be 100,000. That's not how much you actually make. A lot of these jobs, they only pay people the bare minimum, because human capital that people bring is a whole lot more than the base pay they give people. Like if someone has a degree or they bring a unique skill set, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily matter. They're not going to pay someone what they're worth. They're not going to pay people $100,000. They're going to pay them on a skinny or make an excuse that their skill set is not good, which they know they're lying. Are you sure you can perform the duties and tasks? That's not necessarily a thing, in my opinion. Some of the people who are in management positions, they're not doing their jobs. They're just getting paid. And I think in the end of the day, like a lot of these companies and stuff like that, they're talking about people, or they're talking about what they bring to the group or whatnot. I necessarily don't believe, a lot of these jobs what they're saying, because to me it's just lying, and I know it's lying. A lot of places are, toxic. People shouldn't work there. Shop at a place, and there, a lot can be said about some of these places just in general. Like there could be restaurants, you have superstar people there. I mean, real superstar people who are holding the restaurant together or holding a particular thing together. Like for instance, like if someone's working at a customer support thing and they've been inspirational, like to the thing, to like leadership. Leadership's not doing that much. They've been there. The people like working with the people. They're not even getting promoted like that. They're not doing anything. They're doing their job. They're doing it well. They're not getting promoted or passed up. Why would someone continue to stay there? Or they get canned because some people view them as a threat, and then they wind up losing their job, but hopefully they find something better. But again, when people are replaced, sometimes you don't see them no more. Sometimes they're paid to walk away. In a sense, that's what happens. Some people are paid to walk away. That's the point. Like a lot of jobs, in my opinion, like let's say someone's like let's say computer information system specialist or whatnot. They run and they integrate like computer programs. They know how to do Microsoft Access. They know how to create databases. I know already how to do some of that stuff. That's just not my specialty. I don't like that. I'm not doing that. I'll never work in IT. I'll never do that. I'm more the business concept, knowing how to put two and two together, working with that and doing my own thing than to be doing something that's not worthwhile. Or it's not fulfilling. I won't be doing it. That's what a lot of stuff comes down to me. But yeah, I told somebody like, yeah, a lot of these jobs and certain stuff like working 20 years at a place. To me, I don't like being stationary. I don't like giving more of my time and trading time for money. That's just not my thing. I don't like the concept of that. If I'm not enjoying something, I'd rather bless people with my absence. 'Cause I feel like a lot of stuff is holding me back. So I'm not looking back. Period. Like, that's all I think nowadays. I think I'm a pretty fair person, just that and the third. But sometimes I feel like, just staying or just sitting stationary at a place and then just to set in bits and scraps and pieces. I don't have to deal with that sugar and iced tea. Like, if someone asked me, like, do I think getting an MBA opens up doors? I don't necessarily think you need an MBA. I don't. Why waste, 60,000 $60,000 on something? Information, I already have a business degree. I don't need to prove to anybody that, I have to go back and then get in debt to go get an MBA. I don't have anything to prove to anybody. So if I don't want to do something, I'm not doing it. Like I'm thinking right now what's propelling my life in a sense, and where I want to be in a vision of myself the next 5 years, next 2 to 5 years, and I think I got something. I took my steps or whatnot, and we're going and we're moving from there. Um, you know, I think in a sense, I know the next 2 to 5 years, or if I really work hard, I could fly on a private jet. And that'd be my preferred method of travel, is fly private. I don't like flying on planes with people, especially still during COVID. I don't like that. I don't want to deal with that. Be sitting in the seat with people. People are nasty. I don't like that. Like a G4 is like $4 million, or you get a used one for like 2.5 or whatnot. But me personally, I think it would be better just to use a private company. I did some research on one. They have like a tier pass thing. You use your company or whatnot. You get a better deal, a better rate. I think I'll just do that. Flank the tank. I'm dead. But yeah, how I view business and how I view a lot of other things. To me, I just don't view certain stuff the same way I may have viewed it like the last 2 to 5 years. Like, how can I put it this way? Like, someone asked me, like, the club. I think the club it's not for everybody. I'm not one of those people. I'm not conforming to what other people are trying to do. I'm very private, a little bit, like, what I'm saying, reserved. I don't do that. I don't run in circles with certain people. And I'm thinking about, like, for instance, certain people will say, you're trying to fight for a place at the table. No, a little bit different. I don't have to be at the table. I can create my own lane, stay in my own lane, and excel at what I want to do because my mindset and mentality. I don't think I'm better than nobody, but I know my mindset and mentality and being level-headed and then not showing you what I left hand know what the right doing. I'm just going to keep going and thinking of better ways and better solutions to like complex issues. We're just going to go from there. Like if someone asks me what's the difference between McDonald's and like let's say Starbucks, you know what I'm saying? McDonald's and Starbucks are there's no comparing either one of those. Like comparing McDonald's and Starbucks is laughable. The McCafe stuff is just terrible. It doesn't taste like anything. Starbucks is $5, but Starbucks is you don't have $5. I mean, that's pretty bad. And then one thing I'm still thinking about is like, a lot of stuff, I'm not even wasting my time with certain stuff. Like, to me, I want to travel, I want to see the world, I want to do a lot more than just sit in, place at a particular time. I'm not chasing money, whatnot. I just want to live a fulfilled life, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of tasks and certain stuff, jobs, I don't like sitting stationary. Like, you working, you're trading time for money, you're not enjoying what you want to do. It's just something, you just go home, whatnot, you have like 5 hours of terrible sleep, and you have to go and do the same thing to try to make ends meet, and people are trying to keep you at a low level or whatnot. I'm not having that shit. I'll play like one more, but like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like wasting 20 years or whatnot at a job and getting paid, you get a 401k. I mean, that's good, but like, I think you should be saving for retirement and have like a Roth IRA or whatnot. Like, you should be saving for retirement. Working to 65, nah. The one thing that you can't get back is time. So, like, you can't necessarily do that much. But yeah. You know, another thing I'm still thinking about, like someone talking about a CDL or going. I'm not crapping on getting a CDL. That's not for everybody. Like driving, going to point A to point B, 17 hours. Your car and stuff is freezing. You're basically not even really showering like that. You're staying at rest stops. They do have a thing where you pay like 50, 75 cents. You take a shower. We won't be living like that, man. Behind $1. I like using my mind to make $1 or whatnot. An honest, genuine dollar. Then working and then driving long distances. Like you have a wife, a family, a kids, household to support. You're away 17 hours. That's not going to last, man. That is not going to last. 17 hours, man? 17 hours. And you're in snowstorms, and you still have to get that stuff delivered. Driving from, like, the south to all the way to random places like Iowa, like Nevada. You going and doing stuff like that, man. No way, man. Or Kansas, or Missouri. You can't pay me money to do that, man. Going long stretches, and you're only the person, you're communicating with people over a walkie-talkie or stuff like that, or they start their own CDL business. That might be great for somebody, but that's not great for me. I'm not crapping on it. I'm just saying, I don't think about stuff from the, dollar sign perspective. I just think about stuff what's fulfilling. To me, that's not fulfilling at all. Like if someone say being a produce manager at a grocery store or something like that, I don't like that. Or being a manager, I don't like necessarily dealing with certain people. They're trying to explain people that, why something doesn't work. To me, that's just stupid. And like, if a system, I can tell you a lot about technology, in a sense. Like, if there's a particular thing that happens at like 10:59 or 10:55 every day, no matter what it is, if you haven't got your liquor or your alcohol within a certain time frame, you can't even be mad. You had ample time and all day, so you getting some little $5 or $3 wine on clearance or something like that. Yeah, no. And I just be laughing at certain stuff people say, and it's just hilarious because you can definitely tell they just not been around and know how to have professional poise or be polished. It's just none of that. I don't think I'm better than nobody, but I'm just saying in general, like, this is some $5 wine or something like that, $3 wine. Wine doesn't, for the most part, does not taste good. Let's get started there. A lot of alcohol, majority of it does not taste good, for one. Like a Long Island tea tastes like hand sanitizer. So that is pretty bad. that's besides the point. Like someone was talking about, someone could afford a $200,000 bottle of wine, and they're gifted a $200,000 bottle of wine. Imagine having the money to do that. You really can't complain how someone got the money, in a sense. The only thing you can do is take a few points. The only way that you can really win is come up with an idea or service that no one else is doing and have a few things in place, like owning every bit or aspect or component of that. And then monetizing that and having your channels of how you're doing business. That's just a simple thing. Like, if I'm in, the doggone construction business, there's only a handful of people that I work with, or I try to get supplies and materials for cheap. I get good labor and pay them a certain extent and try to make from an assurance standpoint that what I'm doing is safe. I'm complying with OSA stuff. I'm doing stuff to, make sure that I'm doing the right things across the board. I'm taking care of my employees to the best of their abilities. You're trying to get your buildings or stuff that you're constructing done within a reasonable time frame. A lot of people pay a lot more money to have a building done a certain way, but also too, you gotta think about it. If you do something wrong and a thing burns down, you can probably throw away your whole business thing. If you're constructing stuff, you're tasked with the heating, HVAC stuff, or you have a space heater in a building and it burns the whole thing down, almost a building over and a building below or something like that. You're done. So I don't necessarily think about money all the time. I just think about certain stuff, like from a standpoint, is this something that, someone can do? Like, real estate, in my opinion, is not a good career. And it's not for everybody. Like, if there's an influx of people becoming engineers in real estate, the three paths people are taking nowadays: real estate, they're trying to go get the real estate license. Real estate engineer, computer science. Let's think of another field that people go into to try to make money. Air traffic control. You don't really need a business degree or anything like that. I wouldn't do that. Again, I want a job that don't feel like a job. It's really chill, whatnot. You're able to do certain stuff. I'm starting my own business. Like I said, I'm working on a few things on the back end. I already got one component done with that. But yeah, I get to travel a little bit. Hopefully I make enough money to, purchase a house or develop some land and live in a gated community. That's one. Two, I would like to do some stuff with Make-A-Wish or be on a board or something like that. And then two, also do something with kids with cancer or stuff like that. I'm not a bad person or whatnot. I think I'm a pretty fair person, want the best, in a sense, because you don't got one life to live or whatnot. And I don't want to live my life with regrets. Of like, what could have, what I'm saying? The next component, when I'm thinking about in terms of like business and other stuff, man, it's just like, having fun. I guess, like, go to events. You just chill, pretty much. What time is it? Is it like 10? Yeah, it's almost 10:30. So this is gonna be my last game. Like, someone asked what my dream car would be. I would say a Ferrari 488 Pista or a Spider. But my regular car would be like a Chevy Suburban. Like, I think Chevy makes pretty decent cars. I like a big body truck, so if I have to have a business a vehicle like to transport me to gigs, I'll just get a Maybach. One of those ones where they have the meeting thing. You can recline in the chair. They have that little thing. They have that little tray. You can be on a computer. I have a notebook with me. Stuff like that. Work on different business ideas I may got. And go from there. I'll play one more. That was bull. Yeah, like I had someone try to reach out to me about like recruiting or try to join an investment thing. I don't think that's a job for me. I think of better issues. I don't like sitting in meetings and stuff like that. This is not my thing. Like, sitting in a meeting and hearing someone talk about why something is terrible, and they know it's terrible, they have the data to know it's terrible, they're talking about expansion, and then you get laid off because an idiot decided they had the data. I don't have time for that, man. To go forth with a project, nah. That's why a lot of layoffs happen, in my opinion. Like the technology industry, they have a lot of layoffs, so they try to have a project that people working on, and then the stuff shuts down. Because not too many people are using it. Like, for instance, let's say, for instance, who was it? HBO Max. HBO Max, I had HBO Max. The movies and stuff were dumpster. Just trash to begin with in the first place. Or whatnot. They're paying money for that. And look at the offerings. That's almost been a year. I used HBO Max until like the beginning of this year. I watched The Matrix. That was terrible. I know within a month I think I got something good going on. So I'm not gonna necessarily say something about that, but I think I'm good. I have at least another trip to look forward to. I'm gonna go and do something. I'm gonna be good. I don't know if I do a vlog because I probably won't. Like if someone had to ask me what's the difference between like a Hellcat and a regular car, like I don't like Hellcat. I don't like cars and stuff that everybody got. I don't like that. I don't want to dress like everybody. I don't want to go to the same place that everybody go to. If I want to go to some place that's just quiet, you basically pay to be quiet. You have the view or something. It's family friendly, or at least it's just quiet. It's no type of clutter. It's very classy. It's very no BS, and you're just basically paying for the comfort and then the amenities and stuff like that. Because a lot of places you go to, they don't have that. That's non-existent. Like if someone said Longhorn Steakhouse and Ruth Chris on the same level, you're smoking crack. You're smoking crack because Longhorn Steakhouse isn't even that good for one. But yeah, we all view a lot of stuff differently. Like, I don't know, like accessorizing or whatnot. There's not that many places you're going to go and get a good suit from. There's like only a handful of places. I don't necessarily like double-breasted suits. I don't really like that. I didn't get back in the gym. But I checked my weight. I lost weight. I really can't even see that fool. Where they at? He just said that he died. GG's, y'all, man.